I just had the countdown and started racing.
Bruh.
It's gonna be an early start penalty.
I was a little premature.
Little.
Don't you mean immature?
No, I mean premature because I was early.
We like Fortnite.
We do like Fortnite.
So hello everyone at twitch.tv/SpeedSimpsons. Today we have a race between Axey and Falco. Axey with a 131.52 and Falco with a 132.59 as their respective PBs. So about a 57-second difference between the two of them, so looks like we're poised to have a pretty good race today.
This is absolutely true. Axey has gotten started, in fact, for a laugh, and is standing on top of Marge because oh, and Falco is in Spanish, I think.
Yes, it is in Spanish. You are correct.
I hope the game crashes.
I hope my game crashes too.
Oh no, I got busted. What will I do about my coin right now?
So
Do about my coin right now.
before we go ahead here and before we get started, Axey, do we share the info about you right now?
I'm sick. Hi guys.
Sick at the game.
I'm sick. Hi guys.
Sick at the game.
There's 49,000 donuts on Falco and not one donut. 69,000 donuts on Falco and not one on me.
Nice.
69,000 donuts on Falco.
Someone please bet on Axey.
There's now one on me. Let's go.
There's two.
There's now one on me.
You have any twos in chat? There's two. You have any twos in chat?
Runners, are the two of you ready?
Oh, is my audio not on? Okay. It should be on now.
All in. Going all in on Axey. All in. All in.
Go on, yeah.
Going all in on Axey.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we ready? All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, commence. 3, 2, 1, commence.
This is incredibly exciting
There you
that. This is incredibly exciting that Falco was in Spanish. Yeah.
Well, I think, to my knowledge, isn't like for menuing. I think Spanish is the fastest language for ASM, or that might be for all tasks. But I also know that I think you need like a special fix to install for running the Spanish language because there's like a crash you can get in the observatory.
Ran in Spanish a bit before. I've heard about that crash. I've never had it, incredibly enough. So.
Have you played it on
Falco.
Spanish before?
I have.
Ah. Falco for Bush Strat doesn't get it on 60. As you can see, Axey running on 141 FPS as decided by the random number generator. Two of them now onto SMRT. So far, not a huge lead taken by either runner.
As known in Spanish, I believe it is LSTO.
Axey running into the school bus there. There's some stuff on the line here today. I believe if Axey loses this race, then in his next race, he's going to have to use the school bus, the traffic school bus, during office space.
Somos los número uno, somos los número uno.
Now on to petty theft. Axey with a very small lead. And in terms of the tournament, Falco's probably wanting to make up for the loss against Luke because I believe Luke was seated lower than Falco and just generally was favored to win that race against Luke. So I think Falco's definitely going to want to pull away with a win here to help make up for that loss.
Oh, Simpsons.
¿Dónde voy a meter todo esto?
I'm gonna pretend that's grammatically correct.
Axey misses the drop at the start of the graveyard. Maybe one of the most annoying early game time losses you can get. And, you know, in a tournament race where you can't just instantly reset to it, you have to keep going.
Bueno, lo último. ¿Dónde dejé el estúpido inhalador de...
We'll say that the Spanish dub of The Simpsons has its own
Y ahora devolver todo
unique.
esto antes de que la poli me
It
pille hablando
it
solo.
has its merits. Of course, y'all know about Pinchy. I watched that scene in the Spanish dub, and it is fantastic, I must say. It is called Homero y Tenazas,
Anders, mira.
which I believe means something like pliers in Spanish.
Axey doesn't even do like the sort of jump kick to keep Homer moving during the mission complete, so all those like little time losses have added up and now Axey is falling behind. So we're now on to office space, probably like the first real big important split of the run. So you have the Lenny push, which if gone wrong can lose time, and then the main strat with Smithers. Both runners though having very
push.
solid Lenny pushes.
Yeah. Solid.
Basically in sync, going to buy the Plow King now.
Vamos allá.
I had no idea that office space in Spanish was just called en la oficina, just in the office. Is
Estaba así cuando llegué.
no 99% of my commentary has been about Spanish thus far. It's alright. It was a skill issue.
Both runners opting to do traffic car office based. Falco, it definitely makes sense being on lower FPS, but Axey had the option there to do Plow King and opted out of it. Just might not be comfortable doing it, I'm not sure. But both runners
Do have a thing.
get him into the strat.
This is nice.
Axey with a lot more
See,
damage
getting
though.
it better. Taking back the lead, question mark. Timers are off by about 4 seconds. Gonna be basically exactly tied right now.
And then of course Falco with the ESS as well, saving a little bit of time. So actually, after destroying that first like unit thing, I think Falco is in the lead now by in-game time.
It also looks to get slightly faster cycle, I believe.
Axey falls. That is unfortunate. That's just going to be more time now for Falco to take a lead.
What I'll say is that platform is more difficult than you'd think. I have fallen so many times.
Both runners going to keep their
Also
track
now,
of cars for FBI.
so Axie now has 54,000 donuts predicted, which is interesting turnaround.
So both runners now in the cutscene. Falco off to an early lead. So far, Axey before the race was talking about being ill and how he doesn't tend to play very well when he's ill, and it's kind of showing off with all these small little errors, like missing one of the pickups and petty theft and falling off the platforming and Blind Big Brother.
Do you know what they call a sick bird?
What do they call a sick bird?
An ill eagle. I don't know if I told the joke right. It
See the coin situation for both runners. 248 for Axey
yeah.
right now. Falco, I believe, should still be able to get 2 freebies just by the coin count. While Axey will only have 1. So we'll see how this plays out coming into the Stonecutter Lodge.
But of course, thus far, you know, not much margin developing as is typical of Over 1. It's sort of a straightforward level, aside from, of course, office space. But even then, not getting a shred in office space, not that much of a time loss, as long as you can get the pixel. Of course, that's also dependent on the level that you're at, but
It's not even going to be a sub 10 FBI for Axey. Falco now beginning Bone Storm.
so that was La Tormenta de Bone Storm, which, I mean, that is Bone Storm, I suppose. Just dealing with the fact that, to say a lot of these barreled, that's not the right term, but a lot of these terms that we have in English that you need to use day to translate them in Spanish. So, in fact, we're just having grammar lessons here.
That was a very good Bone Storm for Falco. Not only just getting the shortcut, but also getting the shortcut with the grocery store vend, and
that sucks.
Canyonero physics at their finest. Axey misses a drop. It won't despawn.
Axey, what are you
Axey
doing?
is just gonna restart the mission at this point. This is so unfortunate.
I think at around this point, betters in the chat are starting to regret their decision.
This has just been a devastating start to this race for Axey. Falco now doesn't get the respawn right for the skip into the door here. Feels weird to say it, but now Axey on his second Bone Storm attempt. Much better this time. Collects all 10 drops. Maybe, yeah, okay. Falco now driving through the tunnel to finish up Homer 1. It's going to be a 12 OX, I believe. As Axey is just now finishing up with Bone Storm. This isn't even going to be sub 13 for Axey. 12:04 on the loading screen for Falco.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate. Struggling to find the door as well.
Falco, the resident
Falco really
taxi
wants that sports
enjoyer,
car, but
decides to really chase after this sports car.
and gets instant karma because the taxi runs into him.
Te pillaré, Bart. Igual que pillé al enemigo en Vietnam.
Me temo que no.
Me temo que sí.
Lo siento.
Me temo que sí. Maldito sea tu agudo ingenio.
I think this should be a pretty interesting race for Falco, because Falco used to play on, I believe, 100, and then recently switched to 120 for a race and didn't like it, and is going to try to correct by going down even further to 60. So I don't know how much practice Falco is operating on for 60 FPS. You know, how big of a difference that might make for him.
¿Qué rollo? ¿Cómo conseguiré? Sin problema.
Axey now starting. Bart
Axey.
1 takes the taxi.
It's the taxi, bro.
No recuerdo que estas cosas estuvieran aquí antes.
And takes a different route
Gonna take the car wash
in
route.
DDD.
Tends to be a lot safer, but I think it might be slower. I'm not entirely sure.
Una caja de...
Falco kicks
Gets
Otto.
away from Skinner.
Sano y salvo.
Hopefully, all those major flubs that Axey was having won't happen again. Maybe just letting it all out in
Al final
Homer
no estamos
1.
pensados para hacer tanto ejercicio.
But just, this is a, like, for how close their PBs are, this is a very, very big gap between their times out of the first mission of Bart 1.
Yeah.
Una docena.
And still doesn't get a sports car. Just still
Dame un segundo para que
emerging
recuerde el
time.
aliento. Está bien.
Falco now, very high hit and run here, but coming up to the escape portion of weapons.
Juegos artificiales, ¿eh? Te van a caer 5 cadenas
And
perpetuas
let's
de
see if they can
servicio
escape
al
here.
Vea la ley
And
de
they do.
Es la bomba.
Very nice.
One of
an
the-
escape.
¡Qué agujetas!
One of the recent debates has been short way versus long way for the escape. I've always gone long way because it's safe. And I've seen it kind of return in recent times. However, some people, of course, still do the short way.
Se ha vuelto un poco más raro.
I think actually taking the long way, like around the sit and rotate using the road,
Nadie tiene la
might
culpa.
get you to the comic book guy faster. And I think that's why it's
I
had a
have-
resurgence.
That,
Los
yes.
escudos deflectantes, ¿sabes?
¡Flipante!
Me tienes harto. Que busques...
¡Soy el rey!
Once again, looking for a sports car. It's not going well here.
¡Andando!
Finally gets
Say-
there.
Gets a sports car as Axey will now begin Vox.
Tengo que jugar.
So-
So here's an interesting.
Bart Simpson a tu servicio.
Here's an interesting mission title in Spanish. Bart E. Frank.
¡Qué cansadísimo!
If you didn't know, that means
Ha llegado la hora de ser un loco del volante al estilo Bart
something.
Simpson.
I'm not really sure what it means.
I believe E is the Spanish word for and.
No, that sounds like fake news.
I
Spreading misinformation on the internet again. Guess he gets a much better sports car spawn.
yeah. Honestly, Axey's like kind of closing the gap a little bit, it seems.
Es todo mío.
Because I think running after that sports car in 2-1 for Falco lost time over just
Interesting.
taking the taxi.
It was
see
interesting boss behavior at Town Hall.
Axey for dirt jump here. The van goes left.
Doesn't even get a chance.
¡Qué pasada!
See the opposing army. Not often you get to see that poster in
Campeón.
ASM.
Es la hora de Bart. Si no me pasara el día jugando con la consola, estaría en mejor forma.
I believe Falco's gonna, or Axey's gonna have a coin advantage by about 30 coins after picking
No
up
olvides escribir.
the box by the gag up here.
Muy buena. No te sulfures, tío.
I believe Falco had just around 600, while Axey will have 600. Did anyone see that?
Ooh,
I think Axey didn't get as many coins from that box because he pushed like that pipe into the box.
oh,
Definitely didn't get 31 coins out of it. Falco.
oh, there
finishing
goes
up
the 30 coin advantage.
Barton Frank right now. 1845 picking up the item. Axey up to the highway jump. Bit of an awkward way of the wall leading up to it. but
Highway
makes the
jump. Yeah, it does go better. Falco had to turn around on his highway jump.
Tiene una aceleración que es demasiado.
And let's see what Axey's time will be here. 1933 picking up the drop. That's,
¡Muévete, burro!
I believe, a 48-second difference between the two of them at that point.
Yeah. Bit of time reducing going on. Falco gets that wasp in better than beef. Don't see that much anymore.
¡Ponte manteca en la herida! ¡Es milagrosa!
Falco now
Mi padre
picking up
pone arreglos
the
perfectos.
roadkill in the the
Penultimate.
train yard, and picks up the last one. Now heading back. I didn't catch if Falco main menu warped. Axey with a hit and run right now,
Ooh,
and
Axey's gonna have some trouble picking up this penultimate drop.
this could mean trouble for Axey, especially if those police aren't gone by the time he gets back to Apu.
Espero que le gusten los perros.
Speaking of, Falco now going for gazebo coins. Very awkward, not
It's
going to
not
escape Apu.
Yeah.
Now needs to take the stairs here.
Hesitating.
I believe. I think waiting for Apu, so Apu will
Yeah,
get stuck.
waits for
Axey
Apu.
gets busted.
And
oh
Axey
no.
gets busted.
Podría haber construido un sistema
Falco doesn't get away though.
Falco does. Oh no!
This is going wrong for
What is
both
what is
runners
Axey
right
doing?
now. Axey decides to.
But if
approach
Axey
not
can get
from
the escape here,
shortcut.
that's
huge.
gets the fast escape, but the coins are an issue. And Falco's still not able to
Falco
escape.
is able to escape this time.
Sí,
This is a
There we go.
very big equalizer. Axey still not in the lead in IGT, but just made up a lot of time on
No,
Falco, there.
Falco. Yeah. I'm gonna pay close attention to this mission title in Spanish. I'm wondering what it is.
Hola. Vámonos de marcha. Comed asfalto, comedores de asfalto.
To note, this is Group Mr. Plow as
Necesito tu...
both runners ready to buy the Mr. Plow.
Sin problema.
Or the El Señor.
Tengo que perder barriga.
Whatever.
Falco going to opt to take the sports car and also do the newer, faster route for this mission, while Axey both using Mr. Plow
Faster?
and
Ooh.
the older route. Yeah, Falco's doing a faster route, but it's faster, like, I think by a very marginal amount, like 1 or 2 seconds.
Hola. Ha sido totalmente alucinante.
Yeah, well, usually everyone will, like, no matter what, main menu warp. Axey
Either of them.
misses the monkey.
Axey gonna. What are you?
Basically,
I
every
mean,
runner will main menu
These
warp.
coins are having some issues, but I don't know about this decision. Oh, missed the monkey. Never mind.
Yeah.
Still issue.
Like I was saying, every runner will basically main menu warp after Better Than Beef, but some runners will also main menu warp after Barton Frink so they can get the freebie at the gazebo that in this race caused Falco a lot of trouble.
Todo para Bart.
So Axey definitely is in a coin deficit now and needs to probably make up those coins somewhere from getting busted.
Si no es demasiada molestia, necesito un coche nuevo.
And speaking of, was flashing on the hit and run meter there for a moment.
Aquí tienes el... Dejen paso. Eso está hecho.
Now we're heading to Moville Mania, which yeah,
Debería hacer esto
I
más a
don't
menudo.
believe is connected to sellouts. It might be mobile. I mean, I don't know. Though this first card, Falco's hesitating a lot to take
Yeah.
hits on this first card.
For some reason, Axey just decided not to get ESS at the end of Monkeys. Not sure if that's something he normally does.
No haberme cargado la
Something you don't see often. Doesn't get it.
That was a very late destruction on the first car for Falco. Nice first hit on the second car, pushing it all the way back here.
Second car.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I've really
that's
ever
gonna be
seen
good. Oh, loses it.
Axey also had a pretty late destruction on that first car.
Hora de gastar los neumáticos.
And second car is all right for Falco.
Huge first hit there for
Una
Axey.
faena total. Cambia la
But
velocidad de la
that
luz.
sellouts car is insistent
No
on
debería haberme
continuing.
pegado. Ha sido genial.
Third car gets away from.
Toma esa.
It's all right. Never mind. In the fourth
Falco
car, this
now.
should be pretty easy. Just get him into the wall.
That
Not as much
should
damage as you
be-
would expect, but it'll take a few more
Sistema
hits.
de navegación del ordenador.
That's one hit
Cuánto
now.
verás, tío.
Falco really
Oh,
had a
that's
lot
tough.
of potential there.
No pasa nada. Eso sí que ha molado.
It needs a lot of hits to get that
And
thing
Axey's
down to one hit.
really. This is really being bad for Axey.
Yeah, just chasing it around basically.
But gets him into the pole, gets the bend. The solid hit on the fourth one. As Falco approaches cutscene skip. Also pivotal. That's a 607 for Axey. I believe it was a 609 for Falco.
Falco leaving with about 770 coins, getting the cutscene skip. Axey now heading back to the stadium. Going to have made up a lot of those coins somewhere, and I'm not sure where. But now Axey has the coin lead and gets the cutscene skip.
Yeah,
Two for
Axey
two
just
there.
got basically every coin. Axey basically got every coin that they could possibly get from getting busted up until the end of Bart.
Espero que sean reciclables.
Falco going for Beach in 2-1. Interesting decision here.
I
And
know
the Wasp.
Falco usually does this.
¿Puedes decirme si has visto a mi tormento pelo pincho?
But still, though, RTA, Falco is slightly there in the lead.
In-game time,
And
about,
about 30
30
seconds extra.
Creo que podrías haber evitado eso.
Espero que sean reciclables.
But by all means, definitely not a finished race yet. This is only through the first two levels at this point. There's so much more to come up in this race. So much more that could happen, that could go right and go wrong for either runner.
Fácil como pi.
Yeah, this game can alter fortunes in split seconds. It's really
Este es el momento de entrar en
an
acción.
issue.
Allá voy.
For once, it's not skill related.
Tienes un don para la
It'll
velocidad.
be interesting because Axey was talking earlier, I think, about how he'll make very many irresponsible Krusty Lou skip decisions. So let's see if Axey will skip Krusty Lou today.
Espero que sean reciclables.
Well, I imagine Axey can only make the decision to skip Krusty Lou once. So,
Falco with
see.
about almost 900 coins, but won't be able to pick up the beach coins now, when most people would.
It's true, and now Axey is going for Beach. A more traditional spot, perhaps.
So let's see. Falco will skip Krusty Lou. Let's see if Axey will follow up and also skip Krusty Lou. Yep, that's 2 for 2 Krusty Lou skip
Yes.
here.
Fácil como pi. El número, digo.
Now we have Bonfire.
This is one of those missions that is harder on lower FPS, so let's see if Falco can make the adjustment. Those are not kind traffic
Yeah, and
spawns.
traffic is. But this should look.
But guiding it
it's
pretty
close.
well.
It's close. It's borderline.
That's in.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
Cletus truck really
It's
just
also
wanted
good
to
for
climb
Axey.
on the Longhorn.
Necesito velocidad, más velocidad. Maldito
Both
intruso
runners though
arrogante.
get the strat. It's looking good for both of them as
And
well.
Cletus
Velocidad,
happy right now. Those roadkills being stolen. In fact, the timers of the missions are actually completely synced. Or, okay, they're second, but they tick to the next second at the exact same time. It's
Profesor Pi, soy la reina del mundo.
Now
Little bit of-
onto Hellfish. Another pretty important
Let's see.
mission in this level because a lot to go right and
Let-
also a
let's
lot
see
to
how-
go wrong.
Abuelo,
For Hellfish, I'd say of all the destruction missions is probably one of the most forgiving
debería haber prestado más
The-
atención en gimnasia.
run, especially for multiple car destruction missions, because sellouts, if the car gets away, it's just awful, and like, cola trucks,
Tengo que irme.
I don't know.
Otto.
Falco definitely having an easier time getting the Ute over the rocks there.
Lisa Simpson, Otto.
Did I say Falco?
But
If I said
Axey
Falco, I
has
meant
taken the
Axey.
RTA lead.
Hola, Springfield.
Yeah, he's taking the RTA lead
Coche no.
in that point and gets a solid first car. Though, get a 2-hit in necessarily.
Yeah, first car turned kind of awkwardly there against the tree for Falco, but I don't think it really lost that much time.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, now back in the lead in RTA, this is a big opportunity for Axey to get back here, especially with having the coins advantage now.
Probably the most important car in the mission right here, the second car. Turns to the right for Axey. Very nice.
That's good.
Very clean. Let's see if Falco can also do it just as well.
Eso es ser eficiente.
Turns to the right. Very clean. Very smooth second car for both runners there. School bus physics having a Axey almost like tried to like pit maneuver the sedan there.
Yeah, that's
now
gonna
it's
be
going
slow,
away.
even though the damage
Having
was big.
Chase it down.
Caminar es tan
And this
políticamente
means
And
Axey won't be
might
able to get
just-
ESS.
Arrived casino. Just oh no, it's gonna get the select.
pasando en la ciudad.
And Falco gets ESS. Oh, that's gonna mean
Perdone,
he's still in RTA lead, but it's much narrower than it was.
este es el momento de entrar en acción.
Fang gets in the way.
Ser poli. Primer delito. Falsificar vaqueros de diseño. El peor de los
Actually getting the full amount of coins, as well as ooh, I don't know if Falco did.
Genial. Más
Both
sentido
runners
de
have
culpabilidad.
pretty similar
Culpa
amounts of
mía.
coins right now.
Segundo delito.
Snake
Atropellar a
getting
una
stuck
persona de la
there.
tercera edad sin
While
carnet. Es
for
una
Gonna
Falco,
narrow it even more.
No te alarmes. Soy un profesional.
Snake
Of course, the
perfectly
ever
goes up the
important third drop
stairs,
is where
but
differences are made.
traffic for Falco.
I see going for Manip,
But an early drop.
and
Snake.
it still hasn't
Oh.
dropped.
Oh, spawns on the other
Oh,
side though.
no.
Has to drive around. Unfortunate. Very unlucky.
Mira por dónde vas.
This is just
A la
unfortunate for Axey. Just clawing back the time, and then and now it just seems like it's all gone away like that.
Necesito un vehículo.
Of course,
El jefe vi-
still have
de una vez.
3-7 to deal with, so
Un pez que regresa a su hogar feliz. Ese
Falco and Axey now both on fishy deals.
Aquí se vive de maravilla. Ahora nunca os freirán y os servirán con salsa tártara. Ten cuidado la próxima vez, tontito.
Both runners having very similar coin situations. Actually, Falco has like a 30 point advantage now.
Hora de largarse.
Did I say Falco? I meant Axey. It's like the second time in 2 minutes I've made that flub. As you can see, just on this mission, really just comes down to good driving from both runners, not overthinking it, not trying to be a little bit too fast and missing a drop or missing a fish.
Yeah, the 16th fish is always a little tricky because it's a blind corner and you're on the opposite side of the road, so you can be prone to running into a car there. But usually, people are good about avoiding it.
Now both runners going to be now approaching 3-7. I imagine both runners. Well, Falco's gonna go for fast limo with the
Ooh!
Axey
Is he
gonna go
going for
for
Mr.
Mr.
Plow?
Plow. Going for the phone booth destruction. Two very different strats here. Axey gonna restart the mission. Will spawn the limo a bit further back, give himself more time to prep.
Falco gets a good amount of damage, but not fast limo itself. And that's not. I don't think that's gonna be far enough,
That's
right?
very awkward. Spawns the Malibu
Oh.
instead of Mr. Plow. The limo
Ooh.
on the roof right now. What is going on?
What's going on?
Axey just gonna get in Mr. Plow and chase the limo down. Okay. That was a very, very eventful 3-7.
That wasn't very disastrous for Axey.
Yeah.
So
Falco had a very just traditional, didn't get the fast limo, right into the backup. Axey gonna
is
call in
not
Mr.
able to
Plow
take
again.
Malibu.
What is going on? Every now and
That's
then, Axey will do a mission that can just only be defined as an Axey version of it, and that certainly was an Axey limo right there.
true. Falco gets ESS
Falco
and
going
is
for
gonna go
early
for the
neighbors.
coins.
Spawns the wrong
Ooh,
way.
that's gonna be
That's
fail.
not great. Thankfully, failing by like early neighbors doesn't lose that much time because it's right at the start of the mission, but still never want to have it happen.
Yeah, but it does give Axey the RTA lead, and the timers are actually used to be 30 seconds on the timers. Now it's about 20 seconds.
Axey gonna go for donut fire, maybe?
Ooh.
Oh, that's awkward.
Flea.
Very, very
No,
awkward.
they should be able to keep it.
Oh,
No.
the donut truck corrects back on the road. Falco just gonna block the donut truck here. Seems to be working a lot better than it is for Axey
See,
right now.
that should work for Axey.
This donut truck.
No. Maybe. Garbage truck
That-
might be helpful here,
yeah,
actually.
That garbage truck might block the donut truck
No.
from, like, properly getting back
Oh,
on
no
the
donuts
road.
are coming out right now. No
Yeah.
donuts are coming out right now. This is an issue. Finally.
And the garbage truck hitting Falco now. Messing things up a little bit, but Falco able to adjust
Yeah, both on
accordingly.
7 drops. This is surprisingly close. They're kind of like getting the drops at the same time. They have like incredibly the same. Yeah. See, just having a little bit longer to drive. Very similar trucks. So now we're headed on to Redada de Rebeled. I couldn't read it fast enough.
Axey gets the freebie
And
in the
Axey gets the
trailer.
wasp. The coins advantage increasing more.
As it stands, Falco actually has about a 20 coin lead over Axey, but
Well, that was because of
Yeah.
going for early neighbors.
yeah.
Axey gonna take the jump.
You would know this, Spruce. Is Spanish faster for ASM than English is? Because I think it is definitely for all tasks. And then I know French is the fastest for Hundo, I believe.
Axey gonna grind at the gas station, but there is no Ford Focus to be seen.
Oh, is it also fastest for Hundo? I never knew that. I always thought French was ideal for Hundo. Both runners.
Ooh, Axoni getting 1 coin from the Krusty Burger box. Can get that, of course, at a later time, so it's fine.
It's a cheeky micro
Holy
grind.
drop! The RTA race has really been back and forth. And Axey made many warps as well as Falco. Axey chose a random number generator for FPS.
Is my audio back? My mic just came unplugged.
Yes, you're back. Welcome back. B. Ooh, gets stuck a bit on the jump out of school.
Both runners, though, having fine enough catch-up logic. See if Axey will go for the freebie here. Yeah.
And should get it.
It will definitely be really interesting to see how coins play out for both of them, because both of them were like on the very, very like minimum threshold, I
Ooh,
believe, for
never
skipping Krusty Lou. So if they don't play their coin route right, it could be just a lot of lost time later on having to recover those coins and get back on track. Axey
Ooh, jumps over the fence.
Very stylish.
Love to
And
see
then
it.
misses the tire fire jump. Falco also misses the tire fire jump. Resets the car though, so it'll be closer to the trailer park. I think they knew they weren't going to make it. Yeah, being apparently Falco.
Oh, the Malibu is still fully. It's fine though. Unsure of the mechanics of the game.
Falco switched to 120 for a run, wasn't a fan, and then has decided instead to switch to 60.
Eso parecía caro. Solo es un revés pasajero. Espero que se la cargue Bar por esto. Espero que sean reciclables. ¡Niños al poder! ¿Cómo has hecho eso? Fácil como Pi. El
Yeah,
número
this isn't even.
Abuelos,
that like
Mark Simpson a tu servicio.
Falco doesn't have like a giant lead really. Like this could like by the end
Yeah.
of March have like a very possible lead change.
So
Or
now we're on Los Robos Me Pastillos, which is the bullies stole my pills, or the robbers stole my pills. There's no mention of wolves, really. It's interesting.
¿Lista para correr? El coche no. ¡Hey! Espero que estés bien. Tendré que trabajar mucho de canguro para pagar eso.
so I think because Axey didn't do early neighbors, Axey will have the coin lead after 4-6. But
Perdón, perdón. Espero que se
We'll
la cargue
see.
Bar por esto. Confío en no
And
tener que pagar los daños.
perhaps we can pay attention to what time they enter the cutscene to get a comparison here, because the timers are still
Confío en que no haya muchas cosas más.
getting closer and closer. It's now about 15
that
seconds instead of
sedan for
previous
Falco
30.
getting stuck on the waste truck, it's gonna lose a little bit of time.
¿Por qué te chocas contra todo? Oh no.
And the hit and run meter is getting high. Falco.
Falco chasing down the sedan here. Will not be a 2-cycle.
Axey getting the fast escape. The fast escape, in fact.
No miren, señores, no ha pasado nada.
And actually, no, I was completely wrong. The timers are going the other way. It's about a minute, actually.
No es momento de
It's like 45. Wait, yeah, it's like 50. I'll just keep throwing numbers out. But anyways, Axey enters the cutscene at 49:25.
See what Falco gets back in the Malibu.
Ooh. Best Bulletstorm in my life.
¿A dónde ahora, videojuego?
Yeah, that was something, that Bone Storm. Yeah,
So
that's
it's
about
basically
A lo mejor esto te refresca la memoria.
20 seconds in
20
Falco's
second
favor.
lead. Yeah.
Por última vez, jolines. Habladme de los círculos en los cultivos.
Also on PB pace, Falco.
sus secuaces nazis. Cuando uno de ellos, un mapache, creo recordar, me golpeó con un banjo. Nunca había intentado razonar con
Yeah, the limo, though. That limo was
¿Eso que ver con los círculos?
certainly
No importa.
one of the
Ya, la primera
most
vez que los
interesting
problemas.
limos I've ever seen with the phone booth destruction.
Tiempo que tengo que
Somehow
describirlo
got the
en
limo
LCpl.
briefly on the roof of Planet Hype.
Pero si mal no recuerdo, era una especie de cosa cósmica, como un planeta con una anticuada antena de radio encima.
Un planeta
We'll see if
con antena.
Axey decides to get
Eso
Flanders
me suena
coins here.
muchísimo. Creo que
Yeah.
lo he visto en el Badulaque.
Probably the smart move with these coins, because that would be
Yeah,
250
it's always
after
a
police.
fair decision.
March, esa es la mejor.
La grosería es una enfermedad social.
See if Falco will also decide to get Flanders coins. No.
No.
No, ¿no
Interesting.
solía correr mucho más?
'Cause I feel like
Yeah, this is gonna. Well, actually,
both of them probably needed Flanders coins. 'Cause
it's gonna be.
Falco's only gonna get like
Haré todo
50
lo
coins out
posible.
of neighbors. here.
Axey's gonna have 450 now, and Falco's gonna have best case scenario 400.
Not even.
Does get a
This is gonna
good
be like
hit
370 something.
fast, yeah.
380. That is like very, very undercoined in my opinion from how many you want to have leaving neighbors. I think typically you want to have about
She goes through.
450. 500 is pretty good, but less than 400 is definitely undercoined.
Falco go for Quickie Mart Wasp. Oh,
Might be doing the manip to make the wasp follow.
yeah, I suppose that is possible. Mr. Plow Jacket,
Yeah, I did the manip.
that does get the Wasp. And Cola Trucks, again, this is another mission in March where a lot of fates can be decided. I did say earlier it's one of the more forgiving. Well, no, I said Hellfish was one of the more forgiving missions. Pole strat does not go well.
Ends up just running into the pole. See if Axey can back this up. Might just go for the tree backup here, or for the church backup. Going for the church.
Traffic
backup.
isn't. Yeah, traffic
Gonna try
isn't
to blow
really.
up and
Might
do a
try.
car bomb
Yeah,
here.
try to get the car bomb. Doesn't really get the
Good
desired damage, but
but
fair amount.
Falco gets the limo or the Cola truck stuck by the tree here, but it gets out. Church backup maybe. It's not gonna work.
Finally gets Krusty Burger, so that's even more coins for Axey.
Both runners really just kind of chasing this thing down and hitting it and seeing what sticks.
Falco's just been pushing it for like 15 seconds, has not killed it. It's still going. Finally gets itself on the sign.
Misses
the
the
box.
roof box for Axey.
Falco's got it. That's gonna narrow it a little bit.
Definitely needed the box.
And this is kind of slow, even though it will work.
Yeah, both runners not having.
Falco
the,
getting a
second
significant
structure
amount of damage
exactly
before even
lined.
going in the gate.
That's a lot of damage though for Axey. But Falco gets it on the corner there. Will destroy it faster than Axey did.
Falco back in the RTA lead and with the timer advantage.
Both gonna pick up the
It's-
chessboard wasp here.
And the ever important third Cola truck. Traffic getting in the way. Oh, no. It's gonna be a miss for Falco. Axey gets it pretty good.
Okay, a lot of
Gets
damage
a
there on the corner. For
Fair
Falco.
backup.
You never want to see this third Cola truck go wrong because you can chase it for maybe like 5 more seconds, or it can turn into you having to chase it all the way to the trailer yard.
Still
It's never
hasn't
fun to
gone.
miss.
Falco still hasn't got it. It's still not, but we'll get it in wall there. Axey's got a bit of an RTA lead back. Well, I believe still has a pretty good coins advantage. About, yeah, 100 really. And Falco going for the gas station vent. Interesting.
680 coins leaving Marge. I'm definitely concerned about Falco's coins a little bit.
Bueno, el marcador está igualado. Ahora a casa
Yeah,
con mi
meanwhile,
madre.
Axey
Ya
around
vamos sin
750.
diabolado refresco de cola más. Quitarme la camisa en los vestuarios de la comisaría. Queda detenido.
So this might have to be an early hospital pickup for Falco with these coins. Yes, these coins are definitely survivable for Falco, but definitely can't afford to be missing anything, I don't think.
¿Se puede saber en qué estás pensando?
Let's see if Axey will buy American.
Espero tener sitio en los bolsillos para esto.
And Falco now coming up to buy American.
He de terminar rápidamente o vomitaré.
Starting 5-1 now for Axey.
He de darme prisa o mi novia concertada me reprenderá.
And Falco now also heading up to start it.
Yeah, perhaps
Oh,
Falco
just
gonna
misses
try to
out
go
on a car
for.
bomb.
Que les guste.
Perhaps Falco gonna try to go for a lot of car bombs.
Última vez que me ausenté del súper, unos gamberros
5-1.
colocaron revistas porno entre los vestidos de boda. ¿Quién ha puesto
Car bombs
esto
here
aquí? No
definitely
tiene
would
lógica.
do quite a lot for Falco's coins. Basically need whatever they can take at this point.
Objeto aleatorio.
Whole
Axey
truck
looks backwards to get the truck to drive good, but it does not.
gets a car bomb.
Does get a
though.
car bomb though.
Oh no.
Falco gets a car bomb and gets, I think that was 20 coins out of that. Axey now picking up the stadium and town hall coins. Yeah, Axey's coins are fine. Has Falco picked up town hall yet? No.
Oh, más he visto semejante
Okay, yeah.
bochorno con 4 ruedas.
Falco should be able to make these work if he gets the
Mantenimiento de
Krusty
pasillo.
Early
Burger.
drop.
Um,
The early drop for Axey. And gets pin pals. Ever important.
yeah, Falco will be fine with the early American box, and then town hall. Maybe worst case scenario has to pick up the loss.
Social de empresarios legales. Por lo visto, Apuna Hasapini Petilán va a entrar en la mafia.
Amiseta pin
Hola,
pals.
Yeah, Falco's
Debo
fine.
reconocer que el aroma a aire puro es mucho más agradable que el de la máquina de peritos calientes. 300 caballos de oportuna fuerza. Chiva, sonríe ante semejante conducta. Tu fracaso es una deshonra. Mantenimiento en pasillo 1.
Pretty good position for Homer in buying the DVFH.
Este insensato conductor.
Now on to Baby
¿En
Van.
qué dientes estabas pensando?
See if
¿En qué dientes
Axey
estabas
will
pensando?
be able to get any sort of
Habíamos
strat
dejado
here,
este era
or
nuestro
just have
destino.
to
Me
chase it
siento
down
como un
and
Brahman.
get whatever hits. Same for
Señor Homer.
Falco, going to buy Carboat for Homer now.
Oh.
That's probably not
Have to,
gonna.
oh,
Oh no. I don't think this is gonna turn into anything for
Con suerte,
Axey
hoy el
right now.
badulaque solo será atracado
Might be
4
able to get
veces
something on the
mientras
corner
vuelvas por
here.
ahí.
Almost gets it, but
Tal vez debas
now the
tener
baby
mediaciones
van
en
is
el
just
futuro.
kind of driving into the open
Baby
town
van's
square
driving
area.
pretty good for Falco.
Yeah, Falco really having to chase it down. Could have tried to pin it against the tree there.
Esto es perjudicial para mi seguro.
In 5-6, we're in English. It says lose the tail rather than escape Wiggum. Okay, I will keep note of that.
¡Oh, cielos!
Can't say I understand. I'm a major Spanish understander, but right.
Falco crashes onto the sign there. Okay, Axey warped into the car
Damn.
at 102.42.
Soy el mejor conductor del
See what time
país.
Falco warps into the car at the start of 4-4.
Hola, famoso. Más vale que me dé prisa. La última vez que me ausenté del súper, unos gamberos colocaron revistas porno entre los
102.08,
vestidos de boda.
that's a 34-second lead for Falco now, I believe.
So yeah, a bit narrower than we saw back on Wolves, I suppose. It's police station Wasp. That's nice.
Now that Axey's coins definitely seem to be doing pretty fine after picking up Flanders, it'll be interesting to see if Axey will try to correct later on by skipping anything. Maybe we'll get a monorail or a part 2 Krusty Lou or maybe like a 7-1 Krusty Burger skip to make up some take up some extra time.
Neither runner really had a worry with the hit and run meter, so no opportunity to see if the crash is real.
Alright, Axey now gonna start Never Trust a Snake. And Falco finishing up this little piggy. See if Axey will be able to get any sort of manipulation on the garbage truck at the corner here. Gonna go for the turnaround strat.
No, that's an issue.
Doesn't really get it.
Debo reconocer que el aroma a aire puro es mucho más agradable que el de la máquina de peritos calientes. Esta es la peor ciudad de América.
And let's see if Falco will go for any sort of manip here.
¡Oh, cielos!
Tries,
Ooh.
but doesn't really amount to any result.
That's a very far drive for the garbage truck on that highway.
I think that's usually about how far it drives when you don't do any sort of manip. I think Axey's didn't drive as far because it got stuck, because Axey tried to manip it. But I might be
Get
wrong
stuck
on
on
that.
the corner there. Ooh, that's gonna lose some sec. Oh no! Gonna
Is
turn
this-
around.
That shouldn't soft lock. Is it though?
Oh no!
Oh, this is really
awful.
bad. Yeah, at this point you gotta question, do I just hope it gets out of this
Oh.
somehow, or do I just play it safe, restart
Agony for
position?
Axey.
Axey gonna go for the car bomb as the truck just continues to drive in drive in circles.
That might
Oh, it might.
reach the spot, but it has hit and
run.
run now. I don't think this is happening.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
there's
it dropped!
Axey, like, cannot
Just don't
any
get busted.
coins. Like,
That's
Axey
still a
now, like, has a legitimate
massive
shot at
time
failing
loss.
the mission. Like, the timer is actually a factor now for Axey in
I
terms of
think-
failing the mission.
I think Axey should be fine. Probably has to skip monorail.
Debería dormir más.
Yeah, we'll definitely, like, would advise skipping the monorail points here, and that's what he's gonna do. I'm surprised that, I've never seen that. I don't know if anyone else has seen that.
It's the
but
box. Really has to keep a track of the time here. It's gonna be close.
See if Axey will be brave enough to try to pick up this wasp.
Yes.
I think Axey should be fine on time, but
Yeah.
I
It
do
will-
think it
I
was
mean-
still wise to play it safe and skip monorail.
Espero tener sitio en los bolsillos para esto.
Yeah.
Falco
She may not be safe on time if.
is
Yeah. Yeah. Axey's
He's
gonna
gonna
be
be
fine. I mean,
fine.
50 seconds will be fine.
Chiva, sonríe ante semejante conducta.
okay. I think Axey should be fine. 45 seconds, I think, should work to get back in time. But that was
I mean,
really not a good split for Axey. That was very, very devastating time loss.
yeah. It looked like all the momentum was going Axey's way, and now that's devastating for both time and coins.
So, I guess question for the more knowledgeable runners in the chat. Is there any particular reason that...
Vacía.
Oh, Axey
Ooh,
having a bit of
that
a
it'll still be
fight
fine.
with traffic. Like, is there any particular reason it, like, waited that long to drop? If it was capable of dropping? Like, was it just, like, kind of going in circles trying to hit a trigger or something? I'm not entirely sure, like, what happened there. Mr. Trigger. Okay. Both runners now onto Armored Truck.
Yeah.
Falco on 60 FPS should get a faster destruction here. Hits that pixel though, but will still get
Provided that
away.
they do get the strat.
En la sección de gangas.
Ooh, that's
That's good.
looking nice.
Falco now coming up for the escape here. Nice and clean. Falco gonna get out on foot and pick up all these coins as Axey now approaches the strat. That's
No,
not gonna work.
oh, agony.
That
This is just falling
This is-
apart for Axey.
not good. This will extend Falco's
Truck-
lead even more. And the garbage
just-
truck, or the armored truck, just doesn't
Has
wanna
itself
move.
stuck somehow.
If this was a... If
Like, it's on a
Axey's
pixel
generator rolled a lower FPS, this would be really good for destruction, I think. But on high FPS, it's not really going to do anything.
Esto que queda entre nosotros, objeto aleatorio.
I'm not sure what
He de darme prisa o mi novia
he's
conservada
trying to do here. I mean, the truck is just kind of on its own, stuck.
Gets the wasp.
¿Quién ha puesto esto aquí?
Maybe,
No tiene lógica.
I don't know, he gets out of there.
Esto es una
This is just
deshonra.
okay.
Esto que queda entre
These have
nosotros,
been two
objeto
very...
To be honest, I
Very
was
bad
too
split for
focused on Axey.
Axey.
I was not able to see what lose the tail is. But we'll see once Axey gets there.
No, señor.
Yeah, this is not great for Axey because Falco on top of getting the strat just really had a good split overall. And Axey just can't get this backup damage. But Falco now heading up to Curator and the cutscene skip.
Es increíble, pero no me ha mutilado.
Very smooth in and out of the gazebo there. Awkward attempt at like the fast strat. I can't tell if that was even meant to be the fast strat attempt.
Ooh, and this is
And the
spicy
Curator
as
gets
well.
away.
Fair amount of damage there.
High hit and run meter for Falco. But Falco's recover their coins quite a lot. Axey gets the
Yeah,
truck
and
on the corner there.
5-7 getting busted 5-7. That's pretty rare.
Nice hit on the corner there.
Axey finally
Axey
getting the
blows
armor
up his
truck.
car.
No!
Oh no! And that is I
Besides the
think, gonna
DNF.
be a DNF.
We'll never find out what lose the tail is.
That's a cutscene skip for Falco. So that's gonna be a win there for Falco. I don't know if someone wants to tell Falco the news, but GG's.
And that's just
Yeah.
the span of just 2 minutes.
I mean, I can't blame Falco, or not Falco, I can't blame Axey, like, being sick and, like, having to do a run that's not going well is already, like, not pleasant enough, and then having a garbage truck soft lock and lose a bunch of time, and then missing armored truck and then blowing your car up, like, it was just catastrophe on top of catastrophe there. I think Falco or Axey's trying to make a COVID positive announcement. I can't tell if possible is a typo of positive here.
Oh.
But either way, get well soon, Axey.
Hit and run for Falco, which in Spanish is the same.
Sin problema.
Starting now. Is Falco gonna go for Studio A box?
Mola como conduces,
Yeah.
tronco.
I usually don't see people. I
Guess
guess
not.
Falco's not gonna get it. Guess just wasn't confident that he could destroy it fast enough and not fail the mission. So, fair call. Yeah, I think you're right, Being. There is something doesn't look right about the steering here. Yeah, that definitely looks wonky. I think you're right. It's gonna grab the Ven there.
Soy lo más.
In terms of a Falco PB, best possible time is a 1:32:44. So by the looks of it, this is basically GG's on a PB, but still not like only a plus 1 minute on PB as it stands. So
Dame.
definitely should finish the run out and hopefully improve their average time quite a bit.
¡Yupi! Y acababa de pasar la revisión. Genial, cómo ha molado. Presti, escucha. Eso está hecho.
onto lab coat paper.
¡Ay, mi coxis! Hola, conductores.
Gonna
Tengo un
grab
problemilla.
ESS for when they warp to FMJ.
Muy buena. Espero que este coche aguante. ¡Aparta, tío!
Yeah, that's definitely a fair point, Cov.
Todo para Bart. Me duele el culo.
The Mr. Plow group is definitely going to be a lot more interesting now.
And this, oh yeah, this means Axey has to use the the traffic school bus for office space in their next race.
Dichosa transmisión automática. Está bien. Alucinante, tío. El mejor paseo de mi vida. Deme algo sin valor nutricional, por favor.
Un
Falco
emparejado
gonna
triple de ternera crusty.
hang out with the squeaky voice team here. It'll definitely be interesting to see Falco in Homer 2 because this is either his first or one of his first runs back into Homer 2 on low FPS. It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Soy el... Profesor Free. Bart Simpson a tu servicio. Por mí, chachi.
Falco now onto Duff Truck. This is definitely the climax of Bart 2 as a level with two major strats coming up in back-to-back missions. Two missions that can just bleed loads of time if they go wrong. And coming up to the brewery, see if Falco can get the first fast strat. And very smooth. Love to see it.
Ticulo Anzado.
Que me culparon por esto.
It was pretty fat. Oh.
Ha sido totalmente alucinante. Ha llegado la hora de ser un loco del volante al estilo Bart Simpson. Si le enseño este arma láser a Krusty, tendrá que creerme.
Now on to FMJ. One of the trends that I've
Atención,
noticed throughout the tourney,
autostopistas
which
directores
makes sense with just how the game
Sin
works, is
problema.
that lower FPS runners have definitely struggled quite a lot with this mission.
Carguen armas.
It's definitely one of those strats that's much more difficult when you play on low FPS.
Dichosas leyes de la física.
I do not like this strat. I don't think I've ever really got it.
But for Falco,
But Axey did.
that worked.
I mean, Falco.
Tío, qué petardo. Flipo, cómo mola.
Semper Fi.
Traga polvo, traga polvos.
Carguen armas.
Gonna take a couple of
Tío, qué
hits,
petardo.
but
Ahora le
that
enseñaré la
should
prueba a
work,
Krusty.
and
Y si no me cree,
Falco will get
lo
the
dejo frito. Ha llegado
coins
la
as
hora de
well
ser un loco
from
del volante al
coin
estilo Bart
room
Simpson.
from the
Krusty,
car blowing up.
Ay, esto es peor que Las Vegas.
eso está hecho. Comed asfalto, comedores de asfalto.
Cuidado, tío. Esta es la peor ciudad de América. Un día triste para los actores de reparto.
Sí. Mío, todo mío. Comed asfalto, comedores de asfalto.
do the fast set to
¡Bingo!
No me arrepiento de nada.
¡Es todo mío! ¡Lo pillé! No recuerdo que estas cosas estuvieran aquí antes. ¡Me duele el culo!
Looks like the power of my co-commentator went out, so that means I'm gonna have to carry for the time being. Oh! Does not get the proper reset, but and gets hit and run, but there should be enough time for Falco here to complete the mission.
¡Yo no he sido!
Also, hopefully does not get busted, because the coins are not in a good manner.
¡Sí! ¡Soy lo más!
Falco completes the mission, goes to Krusty Lou.
Papá, los extra... ¡Allá voy!
A chocar, se ha dicho.
Por Simpson a tu servicio.
Homer detesta perder.
Now,
Homer machaca.
Dame, dame, dame.
7-7.
He usado un truco. Y la gente dice que soy lento. Un momento. Eso es un insulto. Porras, se me ha caído el pincho por 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Eres un pingao, yo un campeón. Tralarí, tralará, te odio un montón. Aprende a conducir, patoso.
Yo no he sido. Hora de gastar los neumáticos.
He perdido el control.
Board,
Cuidado.
which
podemos
isn't
ordenar
fair.
fácilmente. Cambia a velocidad de la luz.
Ahí, no
This
puedo.
this isn't going great at the current moment, truthfully. Okay,
Somos los número 1. Somos los número 1.
cutscene skip. Let's see.
Papá,
Mola.
Yes.
Soy una cruel y despiadada máquina de correr.
This
Soy
is
magnífico. Anders. Veamos. Necesito algo con lo que tapar las
the final level of the game, in case you guys didn't know that.
¡Vuelva aquí! ¡Esos son nuestros tablones para dormir! Ahora tendré que usar un gorrito por almohada.
Ha sido pan comida. Mau, necesito.
And so Falco,
Cuidado.
if we take a look at this.
Dichosos villanos estereotipados. ¡Soy el rey del mundo! ¿No ves que estoy conduciendo? ¡Muévete, patoso!
Is guess what? The
Tú!
final unlockable that you need to complete the game, zombie car.
¡Es pan comida! Pan.
And restart the mission to get in the car at the proper juncture. Oh, gets stuck there, but it isn't really gonna matter because it's a fall mission. So as far as out of bounds is concerned, of course this is 60 FPS, so I imagine what we're going to be seeing is 7.3.
Parece más resistente de lo que es. Llámame joder. Cuidado, casi se me cae el helado. Aprende a conducir, torpe.
In Falco, we're headed to the power plant,
Central nuclear. Pero si este nivel me aburre.
ready for 7.3.
A chocar,
Talking
se ha
Professor
dicho.
Frank does the turnaround. How will this go? The liftoff is good, but no. Maybe. Perhaps the recovery can be made. The climb is happening, and that is looking a lot better. 7.3 first try for Falco, even though it was a little slow. And we'll head over to the playground where destinies are made.
Bonita nave extraterrestre. Bueno, me apartaré del influjo del... ¡Oh, rayo de traición! A eso le llamo yo reducir al sabiendo. Si quiero
Looking
matar a
as
esos
crisp
imbéciles,
as ever.
conductores de coches negros, envenenadores de cola, ¿de acuerdo? Tengo que encontrar. ¡Mola! En marcha.
I'll go looking for the opportunity to park in just a few seconds here,
Tiene la velocidad de un subjefe.
doing some horn play, and the park gets sucked in. That should work just fine.
Ay, la zona del bikini se me está irritando.
The call. Interesting position there, but otherwise,
Por la cara. Oh. Vamos allá.
does the alt tab, and we're on autopsy 1. Let's see what car
Fuerte dolor en el pecho.
that Falco here will be getting. There is a Greg right there. We'll get in it. That is good. The park job was in fact decent. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
Soy una cruel y despiadada máquina de correr.
And so, waiting for a spawn. It's not happening right now. That Greg doesn't have the waist.
Mi forma de pasar del límite de velocidad.
Falco finally finds it, gets it. Is gonna have to reset to get on the right level, but this should be completely fine.
Desaparecido y tenía el cenicero lleno de moneditas.
Head over to Snake.
Es pan comido. Pan.
And likely going to see Bridge Clip now.
Eso no debería haber ocurrido total. Esta ciudad me lo va a pagar. Yo no he sido.
I believe that
Por la cara.
is... Oh. Never mind. And so we're gonna look at a bridge clip attempt here.
O sea, no.
Yeah, Axe had a very unfortunate sequence of events that we will explain after bridge clip here.
O sea, no.
First attempt fails. Gonna try to get back here. The angle, I don't know about the angle. Second attempt does not go. Traffic's causing issues here. Ooh, again, the angle, really not ideal, but gets it, ultimately. And so this should be fairly straightforward to the end now. Just don't blow up the waist.
Vino como un pepino, tronco. Sayonara, troncos. Vale, esto exige una demanda. ¿De dónde has sacado? A chocar, se ha dicho. Que empiece la función.
On play just because why not, you know? It's always such a great sight.
En mis tiempos los emparedados se llamaban Freddy's planos y un mordisco costaba 4 cartas de la baraja.
Ooh, has a sort of a nice pickup of the drop.
He roto el kit de supervivencia. Oh, me voy a un sitio mejor. Aparta, aún no estoy muerto. Solo un poco más.
Here.
Ha sido Bart. ¿Pero qué? ¿Qué? Estaba tirado. Voy al
See,
cielo.
I mean, Homer said it. Solo un poco más. Voy al cielo. Al cielo. I mean, it means sky, but maybe that means it also could mean heaven. And here we go into the beam. 134.24. GG's.
Tragad basura nuclear, afeminados gusanos del espacio. Imagínate, tener miedo de unos residuos radiactivos tan inofensivos. ¡Ahí! ¡Córtate las uñas! Aquella adivina tenía razón. Voy a morir en un accidente de mi nave espacial.
That is the race. Falco wins.
Me siento muy orgullosa de ti por salvarnos.
which I believe will take them to 1-1 in their group. So some interesting results here. Group Mr. Plow, rather, not Group Apu, in a good position. I don't know if we're gonna have Falco for comments. In a good position. Looks like we will.
Hello.
Hello there. That was a race ultimately.
Hello.
There.
Oh,
That was. Whoa. A race ultimately.
I didn't deserve that one. That one was trash.
Whoa.
I'm COVID positive, so I I was not feeling well during that run. It was terrible.
Mm.
Like, I basically failed Bunstorm. My limo was fun. And Apu, like, by the time it got to the garbage truck, I was just thinking, if I fail this mission, I'm DNFing. Like, there was no care about, you know. I was just done.
Honestly, Axey, I can't blame you. And you know what? You don't have to drive the traffic bus for Office Space. That's not fair. You know, no. We're going to rematch once you're no longer COVID positive.
Yeah, I literally started feeling worse like 2 hours before the race and did a test like just before, and I kind of just wanted to get it done with. But if I knew I'd have felt this bad, I'd have asked for like a reschedule. But it is what it is, really.
Post tournament, Axey, we're rematching. If I'm
Yeah.
gonna race you again, I want you in tip top condition.
But GG's, you still got a decent time. Like I would have had to have get like a decent run to be able to beat that. So you still deserve to win, really.
After my abysmal race, and quite frankly deserved loss against Luke. That was something. All I got left is Larrakin, and I guess that'll be it for the group stage for me.
Yeah. Hopefully you can get like, I know you need to get a decent like third race to be able to get average time, but yeah, it's been fine. Hopefully you can do good in your next race.
I hope Larrakin does good against me, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my sound of my controller being disconnected from my PC.
But
Between
GG is
average time between me and Luke.
No, because if I beat Luke, then yes. If I lose to Luke, then no. But I can't now get the best average loser time. Like I'm pretty much done for the tournament. Basically, but it is what it is.
D::.
D::, a series of unfortunate circumstances for Axey, but GG's to all for this race. Was actually pretty close up until the garbage truck, which just
Yeah, I tried to do my best to be able to keep it close, but then after like everything else just went wrong, I just couldn't continue. Just didn't want to be here for another half an hour.
I can't blame you, to be quite honest.
But my limo was funny because the wrench just was not respawning for my Malibu at all. Like the whole thing with my limo was just so funny.
I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but I had some skill issues regarding on how to park a car in front of a building.
It's true. Yeah, that limo was very, very funny. We were dying of laughter when that happened. And also, Falco, props to you for running in Spanish. That was also a great delight to us. I got to explain some things to the audience.
Well, Spanish is the
It
fastest
was an
language to
honor.
use for ASM. That's why I use it. I hate arsing around with the phone booth. I'd just rather
But yeah, if
do it
I'd
quick.
spawned the Mr. Plow instead of a Malibu, that would have been like the cleanest limo, like you would have seen.
We
And then
like
I
our
couldn't go for boat jump.
good limos. It was relatively close until Apu though.
Yeah, it was. As I say, I tried to keep myself in it, but as soon as it started like being a case of I'm just way too far behind, I just couldn't keep. Just wasn't like feeling it.
So hope you get better soon, my
Yeah,
dude.
thanks. I'm meant to be racing tomorrow, but I doubt that'll happen at this point, honestly.
We shall see. Wait, is tomorrow technically 6 a.m.?
No, tomorrow is like 7 p.m. I think, me versus Luke. But
Oh, I'm thinking of the Larrikin race.
yeah. But GG's. And hope everybody enjoyed what they saw. So yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
GG's to all.
Bye, Axey.
Thanks.